Still on Nnamdi Kanu's matter, Kanu's court orders and Nigeria's selective justice system. We are not finished. Good morning, my people. Welcome to IGBO AREA TV, where the truth finds its voice. Today we are asking the question that many are afraid to say out loud. You know now, what is justice in Nigeria and who is it really for? Yes, who does justice or who do justice apply to in Nigeria? Because when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, the court says, release him. But the government says, no. Again, court says, you are violating his rights. And again, the government says, we will appeal, instead of obeying the court first. So we ask, is this a nation ruled by law or by fear? Now, let's take you through the timeline of a justice system that bends for some. This justice system bends for some people and it breaks for others. Now, I want to tell you what the court have said. Let's go back to October 13th, 2022. The Court of Appeal in Abuja discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu. The court said his extradition from Kenya was illegal. Note it very carefully. And that the charges against him were null and void. All of this based on, I believe, the rendition and the way he was brought in. The court ruling was a clear judgment. The court said, release him immediately. But what did the government do? They ignored the ruling. Just like I told you, it's like selective for some, this is how it applies to this person, but the other person, it applies another way. So instead of releasing him, the government filed an appeal. Instead of obeying the court first, they filed an appeal. And they continued to hold him in solitary detention. Now, then came 2023. A federal high court, again, ruled that Kanu has a right to fair trial and that his health and human rights were being abused. Still, the federal government refused to obey. There was a time even his health condition was worsening and he cannot see his own doctor. So now we ask, if the court rulings don't matter, then what does? Selective justice in Nigeria. Make we know the pretend though. Let's not pretend. This is not about one man. This is about how Nigeria applies justice differently depending on who you are. Let's remind ourselves. I say, I go use this matter to teach people a lesson. Boko Haram sponsors. What of bandits in the north? Fulani headsmen arrested for killings. Cases suddenly disappear. But Nnamdi Kanu, a man whose offense is political agitation, he is still in jail. Even after multiple court rulings. Tell us, is this justice or targeted punishment? Nigeria. Now, let's look at what message does this send? What message does this send? When a government ignores the courts, it is not just Kanu they are disrespecting actually. It is the whole people and the entire Nigeria. It tells young people, the government attitude tells young people, your vote doesn't matter. Your court doesn't matter. Your right doesn't matter. And it tells the Southeast, you are citizens, but not equal ones. They are trying to tell the Southeast, especially Igbos, you are citizens, but you are not equal with those of the North. And this tells the whole country, we only obey the law when it favors us. You know, when government becomes bigger than the constitution, the people become smaller than their rights. Listen again. When government becomes bigger than the constitution, the people become smaller than their rights. Let me tell you, this trend, it's not just dangerous. It's the perfect recipe for unrest. International and local reactions, because it has impact. You should know that the world is watching. The United Nations Working Group declared Kanu's arrest illegal. Remember, I showed you in previous broadcast 2 days ago. Amnesty International raised serious red flags about human rights abuse. Local civil groups have condemned the federal government refusal to obey court rulings. But it appears the government doesn't care. The government continues to hold Nnamdi Kanu for a particular time with no trial, no verdict, no justice. Let me tell you, it is no longer about legal processes. It has become a political punishment. So my people, let's ask again, what is justice? If it only serves the powerful, what is the court if its orders can be disobeyed without consequences? Nnamdi Kanu is just one man, but his case has exposed the crack in Nigeria's justice wall. And if we stay silent, the crack will one day swallow us all. So what do? We have to speak up. Drop your comment. Share this video. Tag a lawyer. It's like many of them do not see. Tag a lawyer. Also tag a judge. Maybe, I don't know whether you will tag those ones that did rule on the last election, 2022 election. Also tag a politician. Let the world know court orders must be obeyed. Justice must be equal. And power must not stand above the law. Subscribe to IGBO AREA TV, because silence is betrayal, and our truth must be louder than their excuses. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on official court documents, verified news reports, and statements from human rights organizations. IGBO AREA TV does not promote violence, rebellion, or hate speech. We stand for peaceful civic education, constitutional justice, and human dignity for all Nigerians, regardless of tribe, religion, or political belief.